All right, yes, hello.
Hi.
How you doing, Murphy?
Doing well. Just like getting over some chest congestion though. Sorry if I sound a little froggy.
Hope you feel
That's okay.
better.
Eve, you want to fill him in on everything? You probably have more details than me.
Well, I've sent him all of the things so far, all the paperwork we have. So essentially, we got sent very bullshit subpoenas via documents. We were never notified that we received these subpoenas. And then we were served warrants for those subpoenas afterwards, which we all served our time as well. So that was also kind of bullshit, but the subpoenas were signed very maliciously as well. The way the subpoenas were gotten was Bloom contacting Pred saying, "Give me your phone records so I can get this bastard," referring to Lang. And that's all on record as well. For some reason, they added that to the evidence reports. So it's very maliciously, I don't know, conspired from the beginning. And yeah, the subpoenas were signed on the word of a treasonist at the time as well.
How does your break your
And
back, brother? If I broke
yeah,
my back,
that's
I'd be in the
That's what
hospital.
basically
I find interesting in all of this.
yeah, yeah.
That is, partly why I'm here. I don't know if you're aware, but I have recently retired after a
What?
short stint back in service. I won 3 in a row and rode off into the sunset. But I took this consult, obviously, because your name and reputation precedes you, and I have a lot of respect for you. And frankly, I'm very interested in this case. But the other part is I do understand you pay very well. And as someone who is retiring with some money might actually be in my interest.
How much you want?
So enough to look into some new ventures, if I need to hire somebody to help with a business, a new something, you know just to
No,
be
give us a number.
comfortable. uh I mean, I don't know what's fair, but I am retired, and it's a whole Tom Brady thing now if I come
All
back
right,
after
$2 million.
retiring.
All
All right, 2.5.
right, deal. 2.5 is fine.
All right, 2.5. Good. All right, so that's settled. I like your case, Buddha. This is a very interesting case for me. Give me an opportunity to put my stamp on this whole treason thing, treason season thing. So, the credibility of a eyewitness who is currently convicted of being an enemy of the country, that does generate a lot of questions as to how the judges are weighing this information, and I would love to examine that heavily. So, yeah, I'm in.
All right. I mean, we're trying to win this shit too, Murphy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I just told you I just won three big cases in a row and then dipped. So, you don't have to worry
Yeah.
about that.
Okay,
I
just making
lost my
sure.
government job because of this as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I figured, there were some consequences there for you because you've been sort of extra legal civilian government employee for as long as I've been aware of you. So, what's give me a bit of detail about that.
So I was a county clerk,
Yeah.
and essentially we were wondering if my warrant could have been posted on the docket. This whole case could have been posted on the docket, and they essentially said, "No, we're not going to give you that courtesy." And then we were pushing it really, really, really hard as we went to the judges. We asked Titus. We were like, "Can this not go to the docket because I am a government official?" And then it went to the higher ups. It went to Chief Justice, and at that time, they then decided that no, county clerk is too low of a government position to be, granted to be put on the docket. So Bloom went to another judge and got me suspended, saying that I was actively committing a felony by evading my warrant. And a
So you
judge
so you
called
were
me.
just a government employee enough to get fired, but not a
Hmm.
government employee enough for them to honor what they've said in the past
Yeah,
about how these things are handled. That's
yeah.
wonderful.
And
Yeah,
then
it's
it was
fucked.
decided that I wasn't. I I I was made, the example of.
Okay, that's some good information on that part of it. Buddha, what's your interpersonal history with Kyle Pred, front to back? I know
I mean,
you know,
he
you've
hates me. He's
worked
jealous.
together before.
He
Yep.
hates me. He's jealous. I'm everything he's ever wanted to be. I mean, it's just honestly just pure hate. We used to work together.
So
He blames
it
me
would be a
for
fair
all his
assessment.
wrongdoings and his
It'd
failures.
be a fair assessment that he would say just about anything to put you in it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And
Just another thing as well, that Ash statement and that subpoena was never an official statement. She refused to give an official statement to them, so they just used whatever she said.
yeah, that's yeah, this whole thing sounds like a mess. So what are your thoughts on the whole treason aspect of this? Because like, okay, you get convicted of perjury in a court of law, and all of a sudden you have zero credibility. Or if you're like crazy, you know, if you're just like certified insane, you know, you can't testify with credibility in court. You can't if you've been convicted of perjury. So like, what does it say that they're just basically making an asset out of someone who's just locked in jail for treason, and somehow lending credibility to his statements just out of convenience? What do you think that says? Like, how do we?
I mean, I think it's fucking bullshit. I mean, he's a treasonist. I mean, the state listen, nobody gives a fuck about anything in this city anymore. All right, the fact that this guy can give a statement as complete hearsay and then get a subpoena approved is ridiculous. That's the whole basis of the subpoena is his statement.
And that's where the sensitivity in this case comes in, that I have to get into a little bit before we adjourn here. You know, judges do not respond well to their signatures being called into question. So I don't know if we can get a Senate.
But fuck Serge Cross, that guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, all of them, you know, they're very much in solidarity about attacking any attempt to question something they've signed. They get very offensive towards it. It's a delicate part of this that's also an essential part of it. So we have to be very thoughtful in how we proceed, which is mostly on me, I guess. But point being, that's going to be our biggest problem, is if we have to deal with judges and we're questioning why they signed something. Makes them aggro.
All right, so what do we do?
I mean, our only option is to get a senator to do the case, but I don't even know like where the request form for that shit is. You know, you just file it for a senator.
Is that even possible?
One appears. You file it for like a Senate. It would be a Senate appeal. So I would file it as a Senate appeal, which is probably a good idea just to try right off the bat, and say, you know, since we're questioning a judge's signature on a subpoena, we feel it's important that this be weighed on impartially by a higher court, yada, yada, yada. And then, you know, either a senator appears or a senator doesn't appear in those situations, usually.
Okay.
But after that, there's no recourse.
All right. I mean, yeah, I'm going to try that.
So that'll be the plan. That was my next question is, are you looking to sue the shit out of them or to appeal this?
Definitely
because
both.
of Eve. I'm guessing with Eve's case, it's very important to appeal this successfully so that she can get back to her life and her duties.
I mean, I need the appeal as well. You know what I mean? I was about to get my record expunged until this happened.
Yeah, actually the day of,
Yeah.
then the warrant came out and then he couldn't get his expungement.
All right. So time is of the essence. Understood. I have all the materials. Eve sent that stuff over. I think this would be a very eye-opening and interesting case to examine just the whole chain of decision-making that leads to these kinds of situations, and how people don't stop and think about what they're doing a lot of the time, and it causes very bad judgments to be made. So thank you for bringing this to my attention. Yeah, I will come out of retirement for this.
All right, and we appreciate that very much.
Yeah, and I appreciate you trusting me with something of this potential magnitude here. It's gonna get very big and ugly, but I think it's important we come to a conclusion on what is the word of a traitor worth. You're literally branded a traitor, like you would say just about anything against who you're talking to. So like, yeah, it just makes no sense.
Makes literally no sense.
And I'll have to take a deep dive into how the Bloom obtained those records as well, because you said that. Is that in the most
It
recent
was
report
in
that you
our
sent me?
subpoenas. It was in our subpoenas, actually, in the evidence of the subpoenas. Yeah.
Okay, so you just volunteered them, or they were requested?
No, they were just volunteered.
All right. Yeah, I'll of course have to look at those records as well. And
She reads it now. Are you
take a look
serious?
at all the details. But who are like all the arresting officers and stuff that we'll have to
It was just
add?
Pond
Just a
and
short list.
Bloom.
Pond
Yeah.
and Bloom. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Before we adjourn here, is there any other elements of the situation that might not be in the report, or something that I need to know?
I'm not too sure.
Alibis, anything like that? Like just anything we can
No
use?
fucking alibis. I mean, this is I think they're doing this on behalf of Pred. I mean, Pred gloated about it when I went to prison. Said that he sent people after me. Pretty sure he was talking about these officers. They adore him, so it's a whole shit show, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of statements they didn't do their due diligence. They didn't take statements of people who were involved. Instead, made them as suspects instead of victims, and yada yada. Typical police stuff.
All right. Are those witnesses that we should be calling in the appeal?
No.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right, we'll circle back on that then. Just yeah, if there's people that they didn't get potentially, solid evidence from or statements from, and neglected to do that, then
Yeah, I feel like Ash is probably just good for the subpoena part, right? Because I feel like they took what Ash said and just took the whole subpoena from that.
Yeah, I mean, Pred's statement as well, but yeah.
Yeah, the statement of a traitor.
Yeah, enemy of the state.
Who has documented and personal grudge against Slang Buddha. Right,
yeah,
perfect.
I mean, this guy was just attacking, roosters and all my businesses for weeks, prior to going to jail. With that, Gulag gang, the gang he's in, or whatever the fuck he calls himself now.
Yeah, I seem to remember there being some fucking court proceedings involving that. So that's all a matter of record, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so that's stuff we can use. So yeah, it sounds like a pretty easy dunk, to be honest, but a lot of complications and sensitive areas that we need to navigate. So just let me know about those witnesses. I'm gonna be back around tomorrow around this time, or
yeah, I'll be around tomorrow,
or possibly yeah, tomorrow's fine. All right, perfect.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow then, Murphy. Thank you for taking this case. We appreciate it.
All right, I'll get to work on it right away.
I'm telling you, something does not smell right with this shit.
I feel like he's very, very focused on the treason bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know if he gives a fuck about our case, I'm gonna be honest.
I feel like he's very focused on the treason bullshit.
Yeah.
He also wanted a lot more time, so I don't blame him. But I don't know. He's also sick, so I don't know. See how it plays out.
We got nobody else, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, we need it on the docket, so.
Yeah.
Well, we're definitely not calling Arya.
No. She needs to stay buried, all right? She cannot be found out about.
Yeah.